It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling.
That
It can only mean one thing when it's that time of the week. It's a Wednesday, and you know what we're about to do in the kitchen. It's time for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Say. You give us a call, of course. We answer your burning food questions this morning. We're joined by chef and food stylist Keletso Motau and creative and trend director from Woolworths, Abigail Donnelly. Thanks very much for joining us. Looking forward to our chat, and I'm hoping that we'll be getting those calls as well. So,
Thank you.
Let's take the first one, all right?
Okay.
And this came from Roberta Groenewald on
Yeah.
Facebook, who said, my eclairs always fall flat. What am I
Yeah.
doing wrong?
I've also had a fall in eclair as well, but it's all about the moisture. So to try not to get too much moisture into the eclair, and my trick is to cook it a little bit on a lower heat for longer, because you
Okay.
need a crisp shell, and don't open the oven door for at least the first 20 minutes.
Oh man, it
Yeah.
takes a lot of
and
patience.
if after 20
clearly.
minutes, if you want to just sneak one out, just to open it up and see if it's like really kind of still soggy inside, if it needs more cooking, cook it a little bit longer. But really, you can't overcook it. Obviously, you can't burn. You don't want to burn it.
Yeah. Absolutely,
But
yeah.
and that will give you a beautiful crisp shell.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I completely agree. What my trick is, like, once I've baked them, I maybe just make a little hole at the bottom of them so that the steam can escape.
Once they come out of
Once
the...
they come out of the
Yeah.
oven.
Right. Okay.
And then you can put them in an airtight container, Tupperware, for up to a week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stay
and
crisp.
they're perfect. Pipe them with beautiful caramel or cream, chocolate, yum.
Fantastic,
yum.
Roberta.
Yeah.
I hope that helped. And also, Helena from Cape Town, who asked, can you cook beetroot, grate it, then freeze it, and have it for later use?
Well, I think it depends what you want to use it for. Like,
Yeah.
personally, what I prefer is to maybe not even grate it, but like cut it in chunks while it's still raw, because beetroot has a lot of moisture.
Yes.
Put it in a container, so I put it in like a Ziploc bag, squeeze out all the air, and then pop it into the freezer, and then I can take it out and maybe boil it from there or roast
Yeah.
it. But if you want to use it grated, so you can grate it raw and then maybe use it in a cake batter or something like that.
Instead of a carrot cake, you can use
Yes.
grated beetroot.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it goes a bit soggy, and that's why you have to get all that air out those bags so it doesn't get a freezer burn
Yes.
because of all the moisture. It's like ice cream.
And besides,
So
when you
freezer
store
burn.
it in those chunks, it gives you the option of grating it in future. Well, whereas
Grating,
once you've
roasting.
grated
Grated it.
Yeah.
that's done.
Absolutely. But if you've got a whole batch and you are freezing them, don't freeze with the leaves.
Yeah.
Because those leaves can infuse like a bitterness into the beetroot.
Oh.
But then don't throw away those beetroot leaves. Use them, waste. Chop them up in a salad.
Oh my goodness,
Saute
just
them.
as that.
Just
Yeah.
as those little leaves, yeah. And sometimes you get bunches of beetroot with beautiful leaves, or if you grow them, don't throw those beetroot leaves away. They're delicious. They're the new lettuce
What kind
leaf.
of flavor do beetroot leaves have?
It's just a nice kind of earthy,
Yeah.
lettucey kind of flavour.
Pass me one of those. Just
Well, there's
tear
not
off
many
a-
leaves on
there's
them.
Let me pick
there's a
one.
little one.
Many,
A little one here for
Have
you.
a little one.
I mean, this is me at
Pink
home
leaves.
now eating
Yeah.
a
It's the new lettuce leaf.
I mean, even the thicker, stalky ones, you can chop them up and saute them like
Yes, or
spinach.
pickle them.
Yeah.
Pickle them in vinegar.
Hey, I need that saute right now, eh? It's an acquired
The
amalgamated
new
taste.
green. Yeah.
All right. Shamima Hendrik said, I love baking, but the problem is I cannot bake biscuits. Please, my kids love it, but I can't get it right. It comes out very hard. So it's the hardness of the biscuit, and I guess she's looking to have a bit more,
Like a
bite-friendly.
softness,
Right,
yes.
bite-friendly biscuit.
I mean, it depends what kind of biscuit cookie that you like. But I mean, I just think that too much sugar often creates the more harder kind of cookie.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe lessen the sugar, not too much, because obviously baking is a science.
Yeah, I mean, I think with biscuits, you want them to be short, so you don't want to overwork and develop gluten in the biscuit. So it might be that she's maybe like working them too hard.
Okay,
And then
okay.
that's where it becomes like a bit tough and not like short and crisp like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And then also cook them less.
Yeah.
The less baking time, you'll have a little softer biscuit.
Yeah. And I guess, like you were saying, Abigail, that baking is a science. So
really
follow the
is.
recipe to the T. If it
Yeah.
says mix until this state, stop there.
Exactly.
Don't overwork it. Don't
Exactly.
overmix it.
Yeah,
like
but
you're
when
saying,
it comes
Kelly.
to sugar, you could like reduce it by maybe a quarter.
yeah.
Yeah, but
All
no more than that.
Oh, there you have it. That's our first bit. We're going to keep our lines open on 0214309881. We'll be back with a culinary hotline bling. Sing.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary hotline bling.
That can
We're back
only
again with
mean
the culinary hotline bling. Sing. Right right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. 021-430-9881 is the number to call if you'd like to ask a question to our food panel. Keleto and Abigail are here. Renee is on the line. Good morning, Renee from Cape Town.
Good morning. Hi, Abby. Just a quick question for you. I don't know if you recognize my voice, but anyway, I'll chat to you after I've asked you the question. I have a quick question with regards to falafels.
Yes.
Why do they split when I fry them? I follow the recipe to the T, but somehow they always seem to split.
They stick to what, Renee? To your little falafel scoop?
They split.
No,
So
what
they
I mean is
split.
when I fry them, when I put them in the pan and I fry them, they always seem to split. They go in beautifully and they cook beautifully for a couple of seconds and then they just split.
I wonder if, I'm just thinking off the cusp, Renee, is probably because they haven't got enough chickpea flour and chickpea in. Maybe they're too soft to wet the liquid and not dry enough.
Okay.
I've got a lovely recipe that I can share with you.
Okay, super.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So maybe we get your number. And
Do you know which Renee this is?
No,
Renee
I
seems to know
don't.
you very well. Where did you meet Abigail?
I met Abigail at Wool True many years ago. We worked together.
Renee.
Renee Hammond used to be
Yes, when
Hammond.
we were
There we go.
when we were insurance brokers.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Culinary Hotline Bling, reuniting friends.
Renee, that's amazing. Thanks for phoning in.
Lovely to chat to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll be in
Thanks,
touch.
Renee.
We'll be in touch.
What a
Okay,
great call.
bye.
So, this is World Glaucoma Week that we're in, and of course, a health condition that affects the eyes. And we know they say we eat with our eyes first,
Yeah.
and so we want to make dishes that are pleasing for people to look at. So let's talk salads. Sometimes when you don't plate them properly, you don't put them together properly, they can look really, really bad and unappetizing. So what are your tips and tricks towards plating your salad in a way that makes it look absolutely scrumptious?
Okay, well, maybe I'll start. I'm sure Keleto can carry on. But for me, it's like kind of piling them up. They've got to look fresh. So I never make my salads beforehand. I'd rather let the guests kind of sit around and then just have all the tips and make them fresh and nice beforehand.
Okay.
And then just assemble before, because the worst thing for me is a limp salad leaf.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. How do you keep yours?
Well, for me, the important thing is to refresh your lettuce leaves. So I've got like a bowl of ice water here, and it just makes it super crisp and so delicious. So sometimes salad leaves they say don't wash in the pack, but I always just pop it in some ice water quickly, and then, like I agree with Abigail, you don't want to assemble your salad too long far ahead.
Yes.
So what I do is I have a damp tea towel here, and then I just keep it in the fridge in a damp tea towel like this. So when it's time, when my guests are sitting, and I just want to assemble my salad quickly, then my salad is clean, it's nice and crisp.
Brilliant.
And
And the water then just crisps it up in this. It's just incredible. And all your little micro leaves, any leaf, it's fantastic to do.
So then you really get that
Sorry,
crunch
I'm
when you
moving
bite
over.
it.
Sure.
Exactly, yeah. And then just plating-wise, what I love to do is use these beautiful, we've forgotten about the beautiful old-fashioned iceberg lettuces.
Yeah.
So either a cos lettuce, instead of taking the leaves apart, I put them on a beautiful plate and use them, especially like a Caesar salad.
Yeah.
And then I just pile all my ingredients up on top. And then you can have some chopped cucumbers.
So would your iceberg lettuce then just be there purely as a decorative?
No, and then everybody can, it's interactive, so then
Yeah.
everybody can kind of
Just
slice them and take a
lovely.
little piece. It's just feasting with your eyes.
Yes.
And I think that's what's really important, is just doing something different. And really, it's the same ingredients,
That is
it's
different.
just how you do it. And
All
it's
right.
just like kind of piled up, and then beautiful dressing on top. And I love keeping my salads kind of neutral colours as well.
Yeah?
So I'd like to make a tomato, exotic tomato, and then I make a green salad.
Okay.
And keep all the colours balanced.
All right.
And even this
I
is
tell you
kind
what,
of
while
vintage.
you're doing that, we
Yes.
can't let this beautiful icing go to
Oh my
waste,
gosh,
because
how
our viewers
beautiful is
love
this?
making cake. So
How
let's talk
beautiful is
about
this?
decorating your cake and giving it a beautiful modern edge. How
Absolutely.
do you go about that?
So I'm not into, as Keleto knows, Keleto and I do a lot of styling together for Woolworths and for Taste Magazine. I'm kind of known as the messy stylist, but it's also about being accessible for the reader. I want the reader to open the recipe, love the recipe, look at the image and say, I can do this.
Excellent.
And I don't want fancy pants.
So what do you have here?
I go to restaurants for fancy. So I've got a beautiful fresh strawberries.
Yes.
Mixed with beaten, beautiful smooth with butter and real butter and icing sugar. And then just this beautiful vanilla cake. And I'm just
My
gonna
body
pile
just
it up.
shook there
I mean,
because
just look.
the
I
way
mean,
that you've just layered that made it look so delicious.
Exactly. Sorry for these long.
I think I saw this in one of your photographs last week.
Absolutely, and it's going into taste. I was showing off, wasn't I?
You were.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
absolutely were.
But
And
as
there
you
we
can
go.
see, it's like effortless. It's not
And this is
tweezer precision. It's just like
and this is exactly how I want to style.
Oh,
and
my
I do
word.
style. And then I do what you call as a naked cake, and these are
A naked
fantastic.
cake,
These
yes.
like little palette knives, and then you just kind of.
Goodness.
I'm just going to do that. And Calypso, you've got something there. In our toolbox, we have a beautiful toolbox full of what do you call
Tools
it?
and- tools and
tools and
gadgets.
tricks. Exactly.
so like sometimes
Is that a ball?
this is a heat gun, and this
Oh.
is what we use when we
Hey, man.
style. So like what we have here is some meringue, which Abigail's gonna decorate beautifully the cake with, and just to give it some.
Let's do that part quickly because I
Let's
think
do
it's
that.
going to look great
So
on
you
camera.
do that.
Look at this beautiful meringue. Look at this.
Boom. And then
Beautiful
what do we
fluff,
do?
Fluffy fluff.
Bring the heat, Galeto. Bring the heat into the kitchen.
There we go.
Oh, my word.
So this is like a more gentler one in terms of getting some color and toasting.
Stand back.
I want fire.
Stand back.
There we go.
I like that.
Or a blowtorch.
Beautiful blowtorch.
Oh, yes. And that's how we leave the culinary
Oh, my God.
hotline bling.